Chatterbox, 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 talking all day long. Chatterbox, 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 like an endless song. Your voice could rival the sweetest of birds, but you keep using the wrong little words. Chatterbox, chatterbox, chatterbox.
Subsidised, I think the jukebox is just about to start
I
up.
think it is about to start playing something.
If it's too loud, I'll go and stop it, and then I'll get back to my. I'll go and turn it down a bit.
It's haunted. Oh. Have we got a resident spirit that's going to stop playing jukebox for us?
Sorry about that. It's set to automatically play.
Okay.
If no one asks for a record for a quarter of an hour.
Oh, okay.
It just thinks, oh, I'm bored with this.
I'm going to play something.
Yeah. So where was I? Yes. So we were subsidised partly by Portsmouth City Council. Mm-hmm. Portsmouth City Council allowed us to put our transmitting aerial, on the roof of a 16-storey block of flats, and gave us the top floor of the block of flats as a studio.
Okay.
So we did that, and it was just so popular. It was amazingly popular. And on the final day, I was on air, and I was putting callers on air and just chatting to them. And one lady said, "Oh, I've really loved this. When you close down, can I meet you?" So I said, I was sort of forgetting that there were all these other people.
Okay, sure, yeah.
So I said, yeah, I'll tell you what, we close down at midday, we'll go straight over to the fountain in Arundel Street, and we'll see you there. Well, when myself and my colleague Martin, when we got to Arundel Street, the place was absolutely packed solid with all these old people. Even Barclays Bank was bringing out cups of tea.
Amazing.
The newspapers were there, and they made me stand on this plinth, this sort of flower plinth thing, so that they could see me over the top of the people's heads. And so then I knew that it was going to work.
Because enough people, you can kill enough people love you.
Yeah. So we waited 6 months, and we got another licence. But what we decided to do, because we were not only popular in Portsmouth but also popular on the Isle of Wight, we decided to go and broadcast from the Isle of Wight. So that people on the Isle of Wight could hear us, and also people in Portsmouth could hear us, which is what we did. And it was even more popular. It was mental. At one point, I had 4 TV camera crews queuing up on the stairs, because my office was upstairs, queuing up the stairs to interview me. We had... I had a phone call from an Italian newspaper asking what our top 20 was. And
Italian newspaper?
Yeah,
wow, okay.
Il Figaro.
Okay.
And I just made it up. I went, oh yeah. Number 1 is Bing Crosby. Number 2 is Glenn Miller.
That's set in stone somewhere now.
Yes, and I was on so many local BBC radio stations. It's ridiculous. But Radio Ulster, Radio Shropshire, just all over, talking about this wonderful, strange little radio station that was only playing old music. So I knew when we'd finished that licence that we had to do more. But it's really difficult to do a 1-month broadcast, get everybody enthusiastic, and then just have to close down and wait 6 months. So what I did was, with that Isle of Wight broadcast, I said, if you want this all the time and not just a month, write to the radio authority and tell them. And I got called into the radio authority. Will you stop your little old ladies writing to me in their spidery handwriting? He said, we will sort something out.
I have an image of a man behind a desk with
Yeah.
piles and piles of letters.
The day that he called me in, that week he'd had 400 letters
That's
from
amazing.
Angel Radio listeners.
Do not underestimate the elderly.
Anyway, he said we will sort something out. But at the same time, I wasn't willing to wait for the Radio Authority to sort something out.
That's not like
So
you,
I
Tony.
looked, so I looked at the regulations, and there appeared to be a loophole because it said you can do 2 28-day broadcasts 6 months apart from your location. So I thought,
Okay.
supposing we have 2 locations.
Okay.
So I built a studio in Brixton in London on the top floor of the Age Concern building. I built a studio in Lee Park and the studio on the Isle of Wight. And we just did broadcast. We kept putting in for these 1 month licenses. And every time we went on, we said, write to the Radio Authority, tell them you want this all the time. Anyway, in 2002, after we'd done lots of these 1 month broadcasts, I was contacted by the Radio Authority who said, we're looking at doing an experiment where we give you a licence for a year to broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and in return, you've got to give us information.
Okay.
It sounds like Patrick McGowan.
That's-
We want information. You are number 6. They said we want information, such as we want you to log telephone calls, tell us the age of the listener, how long they're listening, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, great. So I got a team together. Mainly it was the same team that I had while we were doing the 1 month broadcasts, but
Okay.
we had a few extra
Yeah.
people as well. And got a team together, went on for a year. They said that, I think it was February the 14th, they said, when can you go on air? And I said, now?
Right. I'm on air as we speak.
And I think we started on February the 21st,
Okay.
2002.
Okay.
And we were on for a whole year, and at the end of the year, the Radio Authority said, yes, it's certainly working, we'll give you another year, but we want different information.
Okay.
So we did another year, different information. Third year, we had a professor study us, a media professor,
Okay.
and write a book about us.
Okay.
And they said, yes, definitely working. 1 more year, so we did 4 years.
Mhm.
In the 4th year, the Radio Authority, which had by then it had been sort of swallowed up by Ofcom.
Okay,
so
yeah,
from
sure,
now
yeah.
on, I won't talk about the Radio
Yeah.
Authority.
Now
I'll
it'll be
talk about
Ofcom.
Ofcom.
Okay.
In the final year, Ofcom said, we're going to do our own research. So they paid a research company to stand on street corners, do ticky box questions
sure,
with people, go to places where older people tend to congregate, doctors' surgeries, nursing homes, coffee mornings. And when they published the research, it was 100% positive for us. Some of their outcomes were ridiculous, like the average listening time was 9 hours a day.
Wow.
Just bonkers, absolutely
Yeah.
bonkers. When you're looking at big multi-million pound commercial companies that have people listening for 15 minutes on the way to work in the car, 15 minutes on the way home, to have 9 hours a day was just bonkers.
Do you think, this is just my opinion, this is just based personally on my experience, do you think that is because with the other radio stations people are flicking in between stuff and running between, like for example they'll hear a song on the other radio station they don't like, so they'll flick it off and flick to something else, whereas on Angel it's so easy to listen to all the time?
Yeah, well, I did try and make the radio station, you never know what's coming next.
Yeah.
If you listen to my programme, you'll hear a 1950s jazz record followed by a 1920s baritone followed by a comedy record. I just try and make it so that people never know what comes next. What they can rely on is if we've got a programme which is genre specific.
Yes.
Like the country programme, you know you're going to get country.
Yeah.
So the country fans can tune in at that time if they're not already listening at another time.
Sorry, I deviated.
No, it's fine. I can cope with that. And at the end of the 4 years, they gave us a full licence. And we've been on ever since.
And then the rest is history, as they say.
Yes, there
Not
is
yet.
more history.
Yeah,
do you want to stop this now, or would you like me to waffle on about the other history?
You might as well waffle on about the
Okay,
rest of this.
I'll waffle on.
I'm leaving the waffling on bit in there, by the way.
We
Chatterbox, 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 give your heart a chance. Chatterbox, 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 speaking of romance. How's about saying I love you, I do? There'll never be a chatterbox like you.